Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the Evil Tech Edition, and these are recorded live Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you want to catch along. So you can help support the channel. Have a look at switchedtolinux.com/affiliates. Link for that is in the description down below. You can use my Amazon link if you ever buy anything on Amazon. That will help support this channel. We have a few web hosting companies if you need one of those, VPN podcasting, and I'm open to other suggestions and ideas for affiliates. If you guys know of a service that I should add to this, just go ahead and let me know. So let's go ahead and dive on into the evil tech. So, pedestrian detection systems do not work very well. The AAA finds, AAA, AAA, the AAA finds. No, the AA is when you really hit somebody bad. The AAA, you know. But AAA basically did a study looking at all of the varieties of these new safety features, these finagled safety features. You're driving down the road and your car will suddenly slam on the brakes because some sensor went crazy and cause a 5-car pileup or something because your car went insane. This is why I don't want this kind of stuff. But anyway, they tested Chevrolet Malibu, Honda Accord, Tesla Model 3, and Toyota Camry. And what they found is that the pedestrian testing systems don't actually work very well. And as soon as we started adding all of this automation, which is supposed to make things easier, it actually increased the pedestrian injured rates by up to 35%. Now, there is probably, if you're looking at over the last decade, this is also the time when the smartphone zombie revolution occurred. So the zombie apocalypse started to happen when everyone's walking on the street doing this. So I'm not actually surprised if pedestrian injuries went up. And I'd want to see that study to know for sure if the remote systems here are doing it. But, I mean, we know the Tesla one doesn't work, right? Because it did plow somebody down and kill them. But, you know, that being said, apparently none of these automated systems actually work super well. And so with all of that being said, we're putting all this stuff into these cars. It's supposed to make things safer. And anytime you start adding technology, you start reducing our ability to cognitively function the equipment. In fact, I have a friend going through HVAC training right now, and he comes over on Thursday. He's like, oh, they had me in this seminar, and you know, there's this new company released this new HVAC device, and you know, it has all these AI features, and you set it all up, and he's like, okay, he says, I see two problems with this. Number one, it's infinitely more complicated to set up. Number two, when the internet goes out, the whole thing will stop working. Not good for an HVAC system. And number three, we lose the ability as service technicians to actually understand the functions of how to actually make everything work. Well, put this same concept in a vehicle, and when people think they can pay attention less, we find people sleeping in their Teslas driving around down the interstate because their car is taken over and autopilot is doing its thing, and this is kind of a problem. So yeah, these new devices, they are causing more problems than good. Who got run over again and again. AEB systems with pedestrian detection are less common. Usually use a car's onboard camera system and computer vision algorithms to detect bipeds in the field of view. They monitor and see if and when they're about to intersect with the vehicle's forward motion, although you could get fancy and plunge a real car into a VR environment and test out such a function. More common to have crash test dummies that can move into the path of an oncoming vehicle, which is what they did. So the testing was carried out. Basically, they found it did not actually work very well. So let's see, separation distance, average impact speed. So, yeah. Oh, look at this guy. Oh, apparently that one didn't work. Poor crash test dummy. He got annihilated there, didn't he? So, you know, just be aware of that. All these new smart card features are not actually helping. Probably more hurting us more than anything. All right, cheap smartphones have a disturbing secret. I don't know if this is really necessarily news. And Fast Company apparently is a very disruptive website. Look at those auto-playing crap on the side. All right, let's pause you so you can stop flashing over the screen. All right, so this is you go into the store and you can pick yourself up. You can pick yourself up a cheap smartphone, and I've picked a couple of these up to do like the Facebook experiments and things like that. You know, they're pretty cheap. You can get them too if you want to get a cheap MP3 player with more screen functions. You could do something like that. But the problem with these phones is they are so locked down and so full of ad programs and things. These things are security and privacy nightmares. They are horrible to use. So definite recommendation. Spend a little bit more money. Get a phone that's not completely locked down like this. And basically what they're saying is $17 sounds like a great deal, but the low-cost smartphones are privacy nightmares. According to analysis by Privacy International, $17 smartphone called Maya My Phone, which was launched in December 2017, has a host of privacy problems that make its owner vulnerable to hackers and data-hungry tech companies. I didn't really think this is news because this is kind of stuff we knew. This is a Philippines-based phone, but in reality, you know that's going on with the cheap smartphones that you can pick up at the stores. Go to Walmart, pick one of those guys up if you have some spare cash, play with it a little bit, and you'll realize how bad those things actually are for your security and your privacy. All right, on to our feature story for the night. So this is a useless police robot, fails to call for help when needed. So this is a police security robot doing its kind of thing. Look at this thing. They deck this guy out to even kind of look like a police force thing. You know, it's going around. So there was an emergency. Apparently it was like a mugging or a fight or something had occurred and somebody was severely injured. So somebody sees this police robot. So they run up to the police robot. On the front of this thing, there's a press for emergency button. So someone comes up and pushes the emergency button. The robot said, "Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Get out of my way." I think they have the robot exact quote in here somewhere. So it says the police in it. So it's definitely a police. So it's, oh Lord, it's called RoboCop. It's like HP RoboCop or something. And so the fight actually breaks out. Where's the actual part? Anyway, I thought the article actually had the exact quote, but fight breaks out. They desperately need help. They go up. They push the call for help button on the robot. The only thing that the thing was doing is it kept on warning them to get out of its way. It's impeding its duty. And then the robot just continues to go on its own way, doing its whatever it happened to be doing. Meanwhile, the person is sitting there bleeding on the side of the pavement. They finally end up calling 911 traditionally with a phone. I don't know why they didn't try that the first time, but they did. And about 15 minutes later, actual police show up. So apparently all of these robotic overlords that they're sending us to be absolutely amazing for the whole world are basically effectively useless publicity stunts. And it is called the HP RoboCop, so that in and of itself is dangerous enough. I'd be afraid this thing might shoot me in the nards or something. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about all this stuff in the comments down below.